Right now, you're listening to Right Now with Rhenotha, and this is a Right Now Diary.
Let me tell y'all something. I don't care about being naked no more. And I never thought I would be this person. Because, baby, let me be clear. I used to be modest. I mean, in some respects, I am still, but not a little modest. Not, oh, I'll throw on a cardigan modest. No, 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 no. I was a self proclaimed prude. Okay? Clothes, cover, cleavage. That's not my ministry. Lit. Limited edition, honey. You were not about to catch me outside exposed. Even going to the gynecologist. Oh, Lord. That was a whole mental preparation. You know how people just casually go to the doctor like, oh, I've got an appointment at 3. Not me. I need a prayer child. I needed a pep talk, a moment of silence. Because why am I in here covered with strangers and fluorescent lighting? No, I didn't like it. And let's not even talk about when I was on TV. Wardrobe would come over, sweet as pie, and say, do you want a pin in your top? And I would say, yes, yes, I do, honey. Secure it, lock it down, safety pin, duct tape, prayer, whatever you got. Because that was not my ministry. I was covered in the blood, covered in the fabric, covered in dignity. Or so I thought. Because life will humble you. Do you hear me? Life will sit you all the way down and say, oh, you thought you had boundaries? That's cute. Let me tell you what happened. I had a full hysterectomy. Now, first of all, even saying that out loud feels like, oh, yeah, 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 I'm sharing today. Yep, here we are. A full hysterectomy. It was laparoscopic. That which sounds cute. It sounds minimal. It sounds like, oh, just a little procedure. Oh, ma'am. That means while I was asleep, they made little tiny incisions in my belly. But baby, they pulled everything out of my vagina. Let that sit. Because I had to let that sit. When they explained it to me, I said, excuse me, you mean to tell me you're going to go in at the top, but the exit strategy is down below? Oh, okay. All right, Jesus. So we're going to do this now. And leading up to the surgery, everybody kept saying, "Oh, don't worry, the doctors have seen everything." And I'm like, "I don't care what they've seen. I have I haven't seen me like that. This is new for me." But then life said, "We're not done humbling you because let me take you back. There was a time I almost died. Yeah, I had a pulmonary embolism and I almost died. And to make matters worse, more interesting, is that I was on my monthly lady issues. Because life has a sense of humor. So now it's an emergency. People are finding out, and you know me, I don't get sick like that. So when people heard, they came. Everybody came, friends, family, church folks. And y'all know church people don't just visit, they visit. They bring prayers, all questions, commentary. They stay. So I'm in the ER, trying to survive, trying to process, trying to keep my dignity. And at one point, I had to go to the bathroom. Now, here I am, already uncomfortable, already exposed in ways I'm not used to. And one of my church aunties say, I'll go with you. And I said, well, I got to clean myself up. Like, let's be clear about what's happening here. And she said, girl, I done seen everything. And that was the moment. That right there. That was the turning point because something in me just said, you know what? She probably has seen everything. And even if she hasn't, she about to today. And guess what? I survived. not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. My dignity was still intact because over time, as I matured, as life kept lifting, I started to realize something. A body is a body. A butt is a butt. A boob is a boob. A penis is a penis. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not out here being inappropriate, showing everything. Let's be clear. I still believe in decency. I still believe in class. But what I no longer believe in is shame because life will strip you literally and figuratively of all the things you thought you had control over. And in those moments, you realize you're human. We're all human. And half the things we be so worried about, ain't nobody thinking about that like that. Doctors, they seen it. Nurses, they seen it. Church aunties, they seen it. And now I've seen it too. So at this point, what are we doing? Grow up. That's where I landed. Grow up. Because I spent so much time being concerned about being put together that I didn't realize life was trying to teach me how to be free. Free from embarrassment, free from overthinking, free from the need to always be perfect. Because sometimes you're going to be in a hospital gown, open in the back, with socks that don't match, and a whole team of people saying, okay, we're just going to check a few things. And in that moment, you don't need modesty. You need healing. You need grace. You need to let it go. So now I don't care about being naked, not in a reckless way, but in a real way. In a life has humbled me and I'm still standing kind of way. In a I chose freedom over fear kind of way. Because at the end of the day, we are all just trying to make it through this life with our bodies, our stories, and whatever dignity we can hold on to. And sometimes dignity don't look like being covered. Sometimes dignity looks like saying, this is where I am and I'm still me.